Do you how's your feelings towards hip hop now? Because hip hop and just music period now is like the the up and coming artists now is like they get a song on SoundCloud or something, they just blow up and they don't really have that work ethic. They don't really kind of take it serious like how you just explained. So like, what's your take on that?
It's really oversaturated, and then I think there's a big lack of respect for the people that came before and the history of the whole culture too. But I think it's because of the fast pace and because everything's moving so fast that the creativity is up. There's not so much money as there used to be within like the budgets and everything. So people are really creative now. How fast trends move and everything is really fast paced. But because it's so fast paced and everybody can just upload and make it happen, the quality of hip hop I feel like has gone down. But I think that's still a pro for me, and it's still a good thing for me and people like me who put a lot of energy into their music and put a lot of quality into what they do because it stands out.
I like that answer, man. And you was talking about the budget and just money in hip hop. What's your take on like streaming?
I think that the rules have to be changed, just like how people are voting now for reform because of these old ways that have been going on for years, and now that people are voting and paying more attention to it, then things start to change. Just that's the same thing with streaming. People are getting rich, and writers and producers and people that write their music aren't, and they're not getting properly paid for what the streaming is, and because they have no rules to really do it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things now like the Modernization Act that just passed. That's really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like people can get paid not only now and from the past. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DSPs have made money to build the infrastructure, and now they can start paying people back. So I think it's just the times that we're in. So again, streaming is dope. It's dope that people are able to put their records out, and it's able to get online and do numbers like crazy. But there has to be new ways to calculate these things so people can get properly paid.
Do you see yourself being an activist for things like that?
Absolutely. It was just that, my whole thing is like I worked with a lot of people that were like going to Congress and fighting for it. I didn't even know too much about it. My homeboy, the homie Smokey Robinson, I worked with Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson? Smokey Robinson?
Smokey Robinson.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and he really put me onto it. I didn't know that, I knew that the things, we weren't getting really paid properly, but I just kind of just never really thought too much about it. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me about it, and now they go into Congress to pass the act, and then when I turned around and I saw that Trump signed it, and it was unanimous, through the House. So I was like, okay, it's on and popping. So I'm definitely activist for it and doing my part, just by making the music and being aware of it.
Before I go to my next question, I can't let you not mention one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Smokey Robinson, and not just elaborate that relationship. How did you get that relationship, and what is that relationship like?
Yo, we was working on something, and I was working in the studio with Fred Wreck and Alchemist and Pounds, and we were just working on something, and I was like, this sounds like something Smokey would be on, and I remember my manager at the time, he said something about how he knew Smokey, or he was his step pops or something, and I was like, I hit him up and I was like, bro, you really got blood on Smokey, I want you to play the song for him. It was a really rough demo, and we played it. And he called me back. He's like, he wants the link. I was like, what? Cool. So the next week he came through and he was like, man, I told my daughter I was working with you. She went crazy. So I'm here, man. Whatever you need from me. And when he came through the studio, when they found out he was in the studio, everybody pulled up. I mean, Dre was already over there. Snoop pulled up. Eminem, Busta. Everybody was trying to come through and get a pic. It was crazy to see that. Everybody fanning out. So
all these guys fanning out for Smokey.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. He was super cool, man. It was one of the funnest sessions, and he was like, we had a couple of sessions, and he was just like, baby, you gotta make it sweet. You can't be. We had a song, and he took the song that we had, and he really made it real sweet, and changed. I had a lot of profanity in it before, and a lot of different words, and he kind of switched it up and made it real beautiful, and then I got to record it, and he got to vocal coach me and everything. It was real dope.
So you're just destined for greatness. You got one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time working with you. Then you got just a music icon of to create the whole sound of black music. Mm-hmm. Smokey Robinson, as a mentor,
right.
you're blessed. Like, how do you feel about that?
Very blessed, man. It's surreal, bro. I'm just trying to keep it cool and not fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be wilding, man, and get excited, man. But when I think about it, it's just like, whoa, man. Just so honored and humble, man. Because, you know, when you start being yourself and you're just not worried about what's going on around you and you just, you know, get in tune to who you are, then everything starts to work out. And I think this is what I always wanted. It was never about, like, money or fame or anything. It was just always about the respect from the people I respected, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. And then everything else followed. So it's humbling and it's an honor to be able to be recognized, not even co-signed, but work with these legendary people and see how much they get inspired as well, because you can tell it's probably been a while since they've been inspired by a new artist, and been a while since they've been able to work with a new artist, and it'd be something that they enjoy as well. So I love that part.
That sounds real dope, bro. Like, I'm inspired by just listening to you talk about it. Smokey is like, I'm a big fan of Smokey Robinson myself.
Yeah, it's huge, man.
Yeah, so